TyJuan writes, "Hello, AMC High Council. Thank you for all your wisdom. I am a product of 80s and some 90s cartoons. My question is, which of these shows would you like to see on the big screen and has the best chance of that happening? Silverhawks, Dino-Riders, Dinosaucers, Visionaries, and Inhumanoids? The old cartoons have so much potential. I really want to hear your opinion on this. Thank you so much. This is an honor."
I'm a fan of 80s cartoons and 90s cartoons because that's when I grew up. So I like Silverhawks, which was basically a ripoff of Thundercats.
Right.
Inhumanoids. Out of that list, I think Inhumanoids would probably make the best movie because it's about a group of scientists that dig deep into the earth and they run into these giant subterranean monsters. So I get like kind of like a Pacific Rim vibe from it. So if, let's say, Pacific Rim 2 does well, maybe that could get turned into one. How about you?
I was looking at the list that the writer provided. I'm like, I don't remember any of this stuff. I grew up in the 80s.
Do you have any
and 90s
alternate
too.
ones?
I was thinking, like, I wasn't even aware of Thundercats when I was a kid. I didn't know what Thundercats was till I moved to LA and somebody referenced it. Silverhawks is the only one that I'd heard of, so I would have to by default say Silverhawks. There's nothing else. I mean, obviously, I grew up Masters of the Universe was my biggest thing, and I know Christian Harloff really wants to turn that into a franchise. I'm less sold on how you can do that on the big screen, so I don't know. We might be tapped out, but like one of these other things I'm just not aware of, like Inhumanoids, it sounds cool. I mean, I wouldn't pay Halo money to go see it, but I'd pay money to go see it.
Well, Silverhawks was that ripoff of
Was
of
it totally a
Thundercats.
ripoff of Thundercats? It seems
Yeah.
like they fly, Dennis.
Yeah, but I mean, they just
I
take
like flying.
the same premise, the same chemistry, and they just turned it, into
Yeah.
space. It's like, remember Smurfs had the ripoff with snorkels or whatever? What was the ones that were
No,
undersea?
I don't remember.
Okay, look.
I am too old for this panel.
The worst ripoff of all time was Fraggle Rock. If anybody wants to bring Fraggle Rock to the table, they were afraid of radishes. They were such a ripoff of the Muppets. I hate everything Fraggle Rock. It upsets me to talk about.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Damn.
Those
Yeah.
are fighting words.
Any 80s or 90s cartoons?
I can't say that list really struck a chord with me.
But
either.
any ones that you remember?
I mean, I do remember Inhumanoids, so that's the one by default that I would pick. But the rest of them, I really didn't. I mean, I was born in the late 80s, so yeah, I can't really, on the top of my head, think of a show that I'm waiting to be turned into it. And the ones from my youth, like Smurfs, they completely destroyed. So yeah, I can't say. And Paddington, I mean, I spent a lot of the time in the UK growing up because my dad had a base there in London, and so I grew up on Paddington. And the fact that they didn't ruin that made me really happy. So that's good. But that was a book series, of course. But no, nothing on top of mind. But I did read that list, and I was like, wow, made me feel young. So thanks for making me feel like a spring chicken.
Well, yeah, Sinead, anything? I know that was before you were even
She's
born.
like a 90s
Yeah, like
kid.
so anything in your childhood that you would want to see get turned into a movie.
I mean, like, I was born in the 90s,
Yeah.
but I mean, I grew up on like Looney Tunes and
Right.
all of that kind of stuff.
Pinky in the Brain.
Binky and the Brain, yes. I grew up on that stuff. No, there's nothing like, I don't even know if I would want people to touch that. Like, I
Really?
don't know if I would want anybody to touch Pinky and the Brain. That was the like Saturday morning cartoon. Looney Tunes or like something like that. I mean, we had, whatchamacallit, what's that one movie with Michael Jordan?
Space Jam.
Space Jam. I mean,
Who could forget?
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in like 5 years, but I used to watch that all the time growing up. But I wouldn't mind seeing something else like that come about.
Imagine if they took like Pinky and the Brain or Looney Tunes and they Smurfized it and like made it
No.
all, put it in the real world in 3D.
Oh.